Hey, how y'all doing? It is January 6th, 2018, and it is just 34 days away to the opening ceremonies of the Korean Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, and I can hardly wait. I don't know about you. I leave 1 month from tonight, or today, whichever way you want to figure that. Just an update before I begin this blog concerning the Olympic opening ceremony ticket and the fact that it wasn't so special. Let's take a look. Underneath here is the opening ceremony ticket and a stack of regular Olympic tickets. And if you notice, the opening ceremony ticket on the bottom is a little bit taller and a little bit wider than the rest, but just marginally. And if you take a closer look here, at the printing of the logo, Pyeongchang, on the opening ceremony ticket, it's like printed actually on there rather than just like silk screened or whatever. And those snowflakes, if you see as I twist it, they're actually embossed into the card rather than just printed on the card as with the biathlon ticket. In addition to that, the Olympic rings here are just simply printed with everything else on the standard card, along with black printing up here with the seat number. The opening ceremony ticket has gold printing, and the Olympic rings here are like thick ink. The same ink where it's printed here with the logo. So you can actually feel it. You can feel that printing and feel the snowflakes. On this ticket, that you can't. It's just right there. It's not actually thick ink. So that's just an update on the Olympic tickets to kind of share that with you. Let me get this light down here. All right. Well, something I want to talk about today is the fact that North and South Korea are going to start talks next Tuesday. Can you believe it? Initially, these talks, they say, are just going to be about North Korea's participation in the Olympic Games. But if it takes the Olympic Games to start people talking, I think that's just the greatest thing in the world. When I was in Sochi at the Olympic Games 4 years ago, the pavilion that Pyeongchang had for the Olympic Games just said Pyeongchang, Korea. It didn't say Pyeongchang, South Korea. And I kind of mentioned it to the people there, and, you know, they really want reunification, no matter what anybody says. I think would be the best. You know, and South Korea has actually agreed to rebuild North Korea. And the whole world would come in and help out if things were just a little bit different. So I don't want to get too much into politics on that, but the fact that they're talking is great. And let's get into another serious, controversial subject. Recently, I saw the movie I, Tonya, which is the story of Tonya Harding and her life that related to the 1992 Albertville Olympic Games and then the 1994 Lillehammer Olympic Games, where she participated in figure skating against Nancy Kerrigan, and I should know the other names offhand. I didn't prepare for the other names, but you know, that's where Tonya Harding supposedly had Nancy Kerrigan's leg whacked, and all the drama that went along with that. And in watching this movie, it turns out that Tonya Harding was really only guilty of association with the wrong people. She really didn't do the whacking, and it's these friends of hers that thought they were doing what was best. These crazy people. You really got to see this movie. And just the whole way Tonya Harding had to grow up. You know, she didn't fit in. She wasn't the princess figure skater that the USOC, the United States Olympic Committee, and the International Olympic Committee were looking for. They wanted the, you know, the Peggy Flemings and the what's the girl with the haircut from 1980s? It's escaping me. But anyways, they wanted the perfect people to do the perfect figures. See, you used to have to do like perfect figure eights and double figure eights and stuff in the ice before you even got in before the crowds. You had to do what was called the compulsory figures, and she did them. But in addition to that, she was the best jumper, and she just didn't have the charisma, you know. When she landed these triples, axles and things, she would come down and instead of doing like the ballerina twists and stuff, she would go, yeah, when she did it. And that's what the Olympics is about. Citrius, Altrius, Futrius. Stronger, higher, faster. It's not about who's prettiest and who has the best lifestyle. In fact, the United States Olympic Committee pressured Tonya Harding to get back together with her ex-husband. She'd broken up with this guy. That's what kind of a problem he was. But they didn't want to have a single figure skater, you know, single as in marital status. They wanted her to be the perfect, you know, princess with the husband and all that. Well, she got back together with that guy, and then that guy and his buddies had Nancy Kerrigan whacked in the knee. And supposedly Tonya Harding knew nothing about it. So I think the whole world's gone down way too hard on Tonya Harding. And really, she didn't have anything to fall back on. This was her whole life, and they took it away from her. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I won't talk anymore about that. Maybe some comments. Give me some comments on that. The last thing I want to talk about is the Olympic transportation and how it may be a problem at the Olympic Games. Let's take a look. Well, before we take a look, let's take a look. So I'm going to be staying in Seoul. Okay. This is Korea. This is South Korea here. North Korea is up here. Okay. This is where the Olympic Games are going to be at, Pyeongchang. That's in the mountains. Okay. And that's, we're going to have the skiing and the bobsled and the luge and cross-country skiing and ski jumping, everything in the mountains of Pyeongchang. But all the ice indoor stuff like speed skating and hockey and figure skating, that's going to be in the coastal clusters in Gwangnam, okay, near the ocean. Not the ocean, that's the Sea of, I'd like to say the Sea of Japan. And that's the Korean Sea on the other side, or the Yellow Sea. But that's the Sea of Japan over there. Or they calling it the East Sea. But anyways, I'm going to be staying here in Seoul, actually near Gwangnam Station. And there's going to be a high-speed train here that goes all the way across the country in blue, okay? And that's, you can't really take a car and park at the mountain cluster here. They want everybody to take the public transportation, okay? Now, the whole problem I'm talking about is the events start, some of them as late as 21:30 hours, which is 9:30 or close to 10 o'clock at night. The events are going to start. But the last train going back to Seoul, and I booked reservations on the last train every night just about that I'm there. I got to finish those reservations. But is around 11:30. So I don't know how you could have an event that starts at 10:30. How you could have an event that starts at 10:30 or 9:30 or 10:30 and have the last train be like 11:30. They're going to have to figure this out because you can't be stranding people, thousands of people in the mountains. You know, it's one thing stranding people in cities, like in Gwangnam. If you got stuck in Gwangnam, is doable. But if people are getting stuck up in Pyeongchang in the mountains in a ski resort without hotel rooms, you know, and there's no trains to take these people home, there's going to be big problems. So if anybody's reading this and anybody is interested or watching this, you know, pass the word along to the USIOC and the IOC, spread word, because that could be a problem. And in fact, talking about people watching this, I'm going to give a shout out to 3 new fans. Let's say Marcelo, Martin, and Mo from the Bonefish Grill. Welcome. And then I have another fan, New York 4858, just sent me an email today that he hasn't heard from me in a while. He likes to call me up and chat about the Olympic Games every once in a while. I gave him my number and give me a holler. So shout out to all my new fans and my old fans, and help me get up to 200 likes on my Facebook blog. And more importantly, I want to get my subscribers to my YouTube channel. I'm only at 10 subscribers. I'd like to get to 100 subscribers by the time the Olympic Games are over. So please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And this video is over 10 minutes now, so I'm going to have to stop it. So, konnichiwa!